Okay guys, so today we're going to be doing another update on the tropical aquarium. I'm sure you can already see lots of changes, so let's get straight into it. As you can see, there is a huge amount of change in this tank already since redoing the setup. Probably the thing that you notice first is these plants on the right are about 2 or 3 times as tall. They've absolutely shot up. But the Amazon swords, these big leaved plants here and all back here, they've also been growing like mad. The dwarf hairgrass, which is down here, that has grown out somewhat. It's sent off the first runners. Not amazing growth from it, but it is growing and it's still green. So I'm just waiting on that, and in another couple of months it'll probably form a mat. But apart from the plants, which isn't that exciting, that's just good news, you'll probably also see that the water's cleared up a lot. I unfortunately forgot to mention why the water was so cloudy in the last video, which was a bit silly of me, but it's because the fertilisers I use, the root tabs, the specific ones, are made of clay, which absorbs excess nutrients from the water and gives it to the plant's roots. Those, because the clay, they sort of crumble up in the water and make it really cloudy. And it's not crystal clear by any means yet, but you can see that right to the back, no problem, because the clay's been picked up by the filter and I've took it out and changed the filter floss and whatever. So that is doing well. But of course, the most exciting thing is the new fish. I've came a bit closer so that you can see them better. The first fish that I'll talk about are the ones swimming along at the top. They'll go left and right throughout this footage because that's what they do all day. You can see they have sort of a zebra striped tail, but it's horizontal instead of vertical, and they have a little red face, and that's where they get the name rummy nose tetras. Now these are really popular for aquarists and especially aquascapers because they constantly move. Like I said, they go left and right across the tank all day long. I've got 10 of these in the tank. They're a really nice addition because unlike the neon tetras that just sort of float there, you can see some of those. I'll be on to those in a minute. The rummy noses are constantly moving and the colours aren't absolutely fantastic. But when you're actually here and you're up dead close and you look at that tail, it really is unique because there aren't really any tropical fish you can get aside from rummy nose tetras and maybe emperor tetras that have a pure white on them. So to actually get that is really good, especially as it contrasts with the black. Now the other feature fish in this tank is my little shoal of neon tetras. Now I already had these already, which you'll know if you watched the last video, and I had 5 of them at the time, but I've got another 5 because the original 5 just wasn't enough. You need a good number of any sort of shoaling fish for them to look great. So I got 5 more of those. You can actually tell the difference pretty well because the ones you're looking at down here are mostly the old ones because they're quite big. And over here are some of the little ones, which are new. They should sort of start growing to the same size very quickly. They've almost doubled in size since I've got them. So they're doing really well. And they get on with the old neons, which is great. As you'll have seen in the last few clips, I do obviously still have the bronze Corydoras. I was going to get another one, but I've just decided not to, because since in this new setup they've actually been showing a lot of breeding behaviour, and if they're going to breed, then I don't want to have another one and then they have babies and I've got too many fish in this tank. But these are doing great, and the bristlenose catfish, who is always hiding in the day, or at this time of day anyway, I can't show you him, but he's doing great as well. If you've seen the old setup, there might be some clips of it in the intro to this video and all my other videos. Back then it just didn't look good at all. There was too much Java fern, very little of any other type of plant. There was algae everywhere, nothing was really growing, all the fish were just hiding away. The lemon tetras had took over and they had pretty much no colour. But now I've got movement from the rummies, colour from the neons, interest from the cories. As you can see, they're bumbling about at the bottom. A really underrated fish in my opinion. But yeah, I'll go through the stocking list just to recap. I've got 10 rummy nose tetras, 10 neon tetras, 4 bronze Corydoras, 1 bristlenose catfish, a sort of colony of homebred blue jelly shrimp that have sort of turned a sort of more clear colour through their own breeding, Malaysian trumpet snails that turn over the substrate, and 2 African dwarf frogs. Overall, I am really happy with how this tank has turned out. The fish are looking great, the plants are looking great, the water's clearing up and looking great. I mean, there's not much more you could ask for in a little tropical tank, really. So, I am really happy with this, and I've just noticed that you can see a frog in that shot, which is good. But anyway, I do want to say that this will be the last fish tank video in a while, because I know that my channel is based around reptiles and not many people are really into fish. But please, if you are into reptiles, do give fish a try. Don't just write them off as stupid little creatures that just sit there in a tank and you can't do anything with them. Because although you can't touch them, just sitting here and watching them is really nice. And seeing the tank grow in and develop is really nice too. It can be a bit expensive from the outset, but after you've got over that, maintaining them isn't that hard. And once you've learned everything to do with your fish, caring for them is not hard either. So yeah, I hope that you did enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.